Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between rolling hills and a lush forest, there lived a young boy named Leo. The village of Eldoria was a place where traditions were held dear. The villagers believed that the stories and lessons passed down through generations were the key to living a harmonious and fulfilling life. Leo was a curious and energetic boy.
Yes!
Always eager to explore the world around him. He loved playing with his friends, climbing trees, and discovering hidden paths in the forest. However, there was one thing that Leo found difficult: sitting still and listening to the elders. To him, their stories seemed long and their advice outdated. He often wondered why he should listen to tales of the past when there was so much excitement in the present. One sunny afternoon, as Leo was wandering through the forest, he stumbled upon an ancient, gnarled tree. Its branches stretched high into the sky, and its roots seemed to reach deep into the earth. Leo had never seen such a magnificent tree before. As he stood in awe, an old man with a long white beard and kind eyes appeared from behind the tree. "Hello, young one," the old man said with a gentle smile. "I see you have found the guardian tree. It has stood here for centuries, witnessing the passage of time and the changes in our village." Leo looked at the old man curiously. "Who are you?" he said. "I am Elderthorn," the old man replied, "a symbol of our village's history and the wisdom of our ancestors." Leo was intrigued. He had heard of Elderthorn but had never spoken to him before. "Why is this tree so important?" he asked. Elderthorn's eyes twinkled as he began to share the story of the guardian tree. He spoke of how the tree had been planted by the village's founders, who had come to Eldoria seeking a new beginning. Just like their community, over the years, the tree had become a living repository of the village's collective memories and experiences. "The guardian tree has seen many seasons," Elder Thorn said. "It has weathered storms, droughts, and the changing times. It reminds us that we, too, must be resilient and adaptable. It also teaches us the importance of listening to those who came before us, for their wisdom can guide us through life's challenges." Leo listened intently, feeling a newfound respect for the old tree and the elders' words. "But how can stories from the past help us now?" he asked. Elder Thorn smiled. "Let me tell you a story," he said. "Long ago, there was a great drought in Eldoria. The crops withered, and the villagers grew desperate. They sought the advice of the village elder at that time, a wise woman named Elder Rowan. She told them of a hidden spring in the forest that had sustained the village's founders during difficult times. Guided by her knowledge, the villagers found the spring and were able to survive the drought. So the elders' knowledge saved the village." "Yes," Elder Thorn replied, "and there are many such stories. The wisdom of our elders is like a treasure chest filled with valuable lessons. By listening to them, we can avoid mistakes, make better decisions, and build a stronger future." Leo nodded thoughtfully. He realized that the elders' stories were not just tales of the past, but essential guides for the present and future. From that day on, he made a conscious effort to listen to the elders in his village, appreciating the wealth of knowledge they shared. As the years passed, Leo grew into a wise and respected young man. He became known for his ability to solve problems and his deep understanding of the village's traditions. Whenever there was a challenge or a decision to be made, he would seek the counsel of the elders, knowing that their wisdom was a precious resource. One day, a fierce storm descended upon Eldoria, threatening to flood the village. The villagers were scared and unsure of what to do. Remembering the stories he had heard, Leo quickly gathered everyone in the village square. "But we also need to listen to the advice of our elders. They have faced storms before and can guide us." The elders, including Elder Thorn, stepped forward. They spoke of past storms and the strategies that had kept the village safe. Following their guidance, the villagers reinforced their homes and took shelter in the sturdiest buildings. Thanks to the collective effort and the wisdom of the elders, the village of Eldoria weathered the storm with minimal damage. The villagers were grateful for Leo's leadership and the invaluable knowledge of their elders. They could face the future with confidence and resilience. In the years that followed, Eldoria continued to thrive. The tradition of listening to the elders became even more deeply ingrained in the village culture. Elders were honored and respected, and their stories were passed down from generation to generation. The village prospered, and its people lived in harmony with each other and the land. Leo eventually became an elder himself, sharing his experiences and the lessons he had learned with the younger generations. He often took them to the guardian tree, where he would tell them the story of how he had come to understand the importance of listening to the elders. One day, as Leo sat beneath the guardian tree with a group of children gathered around him, he began to share another story. There was once a boy who thought he knew everything, he said, smiling at the memory. But he learned that true wisdom comes from listening, learning, and respecting those who have come before us. The children listened with wide eyes, hanging on to every word. They understood that the stories Leo told were more than just tales. They were lessons that would guide them throughout their lives. As the sun set behind the rolling hills, casting a golden glow over the village, Leo looked at the faces of the children and felt a deep sense of fulfillment. He knew that the wisdom of Eldoria would continue to be passed down, just as it had been for generations. And so, the village of Eldoria flourished, its people united by the strength of their traditions and the wisdom of their elders. They understood that listening to those who came before them was not just a matter of respect, but a key to their collective well-being and success. In Eldoria, the legacy of the elders lived on, reminding everyone that true wisdom is timeless and that the voices of the past hold the power to shape the future. And as long as the guardian tree stood tall, its branches reaching for the sky, the village knew that it was grounded in the strength of its roots and the enduring wisdom of its people. Thus, the story of Leo and the village of Eldoria became a cherished tale, told and retold to remind each new generation of the importance of listening to their elders. It was a story of respect, resilience, and the timeless value of wisdom, ensuring that the village would always remember the lessons of the past as they journeyed toward the future